What's up, everybody? Welcome one, welcome all to the Jerk Monger Show. I am your host, the Jerk Monger, coming at you live from Tampa, Florida. This is what I do on a daily basis, except I didn't do it yesterday. And I'm going to tell you guys why. I can't believe it. I've been in the midst of sick season for the last couple of weeks. I've been Mr. Mom, playing Mr. Mom to a bunch of people in my family, my kids, my son, my daughter, now my wife. Now we're all sick, and I'm the only one that hasn't gotten sick yet. And we're about to take a trip next week to visit my sister for Thanksgiving. So that's gonna be a problem. That's gonna be a problem because I can't afford to be sick, man. I gotta be traveling and I gotta be working. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Mom, says Eric Hawkins. That's right, man. I've been Mr. Mom. I've been practicing being a dad and a husband. How about them apples? Oh, it's nice. Nice little fence. I got to my son about that. Hey, Peter, how are you? Good morning today. It's still kind of morning. It's almost lunch. Like I said, I've been having to run around, do a bunch of details. Um, Life, man. Life is happening at 1,000 miles an hour. And so I didn't get to walk yesterday. Yesterday, my daughter had an appointment. I've taken her to like 3 appointments in the last couple of weeks. And so she's not been well. My son is all right. You know, looks great out. That's another reason why I'm walking a little bit later today, because it's a little warmer. It's supposed to hit 73 today, I believe. But suffice it to say, it's going to be down to 50s tonight, 54 tonight. Tomorrow should go to 75, but then we're on our way out. Wear a mask like they do in China. I know, right? I know, Antonio. How you doing today? Cardenas. Terry Owie, how you doing? Everborn Saga, yo! So anyway, I've noticed a drop-off in viewers, and I wonder if there's something about this 18 and older stuff, huh? What do you guys think? Work in progress. How you doing? It is gonna get cold. It is. It's gonna get cool. It's gonna get cool. It's gonna get cool. Good morning, Brian Doble. How are you, sir? Good to see you, my friend. It was 8 degrees last week when my car blew. What? Eric Hawkins. We're like in the Dakotas, right? That's crazy. Great, man. Sorry I have been gone for a while. Hey, man. No sweat, man. I just noticed that not as many people jump by. I only see 7 people, according to my phone. Does that mean that there's only 7 people? How many did you guys see? Take out my keys because it sounds like a racket in my pocket. So right now it's a little chilly. Not so much chilly, but like my hands are cold. Work progress says, Eric, was it a mafia hit of an old car like mine? Amar, how are you? Welcome. Papa Kinesu, I'd walk, but baby, it's cold outside. I like you to stay, baby, it's cold outside. I'm not sure that's what they say, but it's not Chicago cold. How does it need to be Chicago cold? I don't want Chicago cold. You can have Chicago cold. I don't need it. You can have it. Yeah, it's going to be a chilly 73 degrees today. That's a great song. It is, Brian. It is. It'll be cold. Eric says St. Louis. That's right. Yeah, dang. Freaking Racken blew out the rear main seal due to a design issue with my terrain, but GMC won't issue a recall. 2016 out of warranty. Life carries on though. I'm in Indy, says work in progress, and it's cold, but it ain't Chicago cold here. I wanted to animation for that upgrade up here. Peter, wait, Amar, I don't know what you just said. That sounds odd. It's nice out here in Arizona, says Peter Sharon. Winters are great here. Yeah? What is up with the birds? You hear that? Bravo, how you doing? Oh my God. I hope I don't get pooped on. Hey, it's like Alfred Hitchcock over here. They're in all these trees. Oh man, I just need to hear like a big shot. Bah! And then I watch them all fly around. Bunch of grackles. Good morning, Andrew J. Yep. You're a cat calling you, Elliot. I feel so violated. Elliot's flock. Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. Oh, oh. Only so many times. Only so often can you find traffic issues with you as an innocent bystander and two SUVs. Oh, God. All right. Oh, shit. Excuse me. Excuse my language. I got hit by a truck. I wasn't even trying. Sorry about that. Are they calling me home? You know, I would never, you know, when people talk about like what kind of animal you are, I seldom hear people say things like chicken or any kind of fowl or bird. The Twilight Zone episode, yeah. I usually think of things like animals like lions or bears, beasts of burden. Oh, more birds. Look at this. Look at that. This is insane. Look at that. Holy moly. Hold on. Look at that. That's crazy. Oh my God. They are coming after me. This feels like that movie, The Endless. Look at this. It's a sign of the apocalypse. The sign of the apocalypse. It's either that or it's bird spring break. I don't know. Anyway, that is crazy. Look at them. Look at that. Wow. And they're following me. That is awesome. I feel like Beastmaster or Pet Detective. Oh, they're flying away. Oh. I think this is a spring. This is, you know how birds fly south for the winter? This must be their spring break. Wow. Anyway. Doom kick some birds this damnation. Manfred, good morning. How you doing? Muerta anunciada. Córrele. Don't get hit by birds. Oh, no birds. No birds. Anyway. All right. So, today's video, I labeled Star Wars The Mandalorian. I don't know if you guys have seen this show. I'm going to give you guys my honest opinion about this. Some of you are not going to like it. You guys ready? All right. There's a lot of birds still. They're walking with me today. Mandalorian. I thought it was great. I thought it was great so far. The first 2 episodes. I got to tell my buddy. He needs to watch it on his Disney Plus. It is great. It is great. And I got to tell you, I was very, very surprised how much I was going to get into it. I don't know why. I don't know why I have lost so much interest in Star Wars over the last couple years. I am almost like barren of any enthusiasm for that product. And all of a sudden, the birds are still walking with me. This is crazy. Anyway, here comes this little show, Mandalorian, and it kind of blows me away. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it blows me away. So, how do I feel about the 30-minute run times? Are they only 30 minutes? Huh, I didn't know that. I didn't notice that. Director actually likes Star Wars, says work in progress. It is crazy. He respects the source material. Maybe. But did you guys notice? I'm going to jump into a little nitpick. It was not a nitpick, because I don't find it as a negative. Dude, they're flocking to this tree. Holy mackerel. I mean, maybe I'm dead. They're following me. Have you guys noticed the soundtrack? I just downloaded, well, I didn't download it. It's on Amazon Prime for free if you have it. The score. There's that music. And it has a little bit of Indiana Jones. And it has a little bit of there's the other Rocky. A little bit of Rocky. You guys notice that? I'm the Duck King. I was tending this in the same way with Star Wars' Brian Doble, but The Mandalorian totally changed it for me. Yeah. Kathy, good morning. Everyone wants to walk and talk with Elliot. Oh, they're behind me a little bit now. I gave up with episode one when episode one came out. The composer did the Creed movie. Did he? Ah, Tough Nerd Toys. What's happening, brother? Good morning. Let's see. I get it, says Comic Book Journeys. Star Wars is no good. Wait, from the past 4 years until The Mandalorian showed up. Yeah. So here's a really, so I'm going to get into details about the show. But as far as like, what do you guys think? Are you guys more excited for the core product because of Mandalorian? Or has it changed your hope for the next movie, which is just coming out in a few weeks, I guess? 4 or 5 weeks? Let's see. Antonio Cardenas says, watch out, they'll drop a turtle on your head. Cheeky whiz, yeah, right? Tough Nerd loves The Mandalorian. Walking Duck. Not a fan of the music, says Peter Sharon. I like it. I like the music. I just, you know what it is? And I think this is why I like it. It's not very Star Wars-y. It has a little bit of the Star Wars tune to it, but I hear little bits of like Rocky, a little bit maybe, or maybe even a little bit of like some Good, Bad, and the Ugly, maybe? Is that what I'm hearing in there? I like it, but I don't love it, says Everborn. Yet, I find it hard to empathize with the main character because he never takes off his mask. Well, I think that that's a build-up thing. Dr. Coffin Nails, what's up? What's up, Dr. Coffin Nails? Star Wars Fallen Order is amazing. Don't know what that is. I think that's that game, right? Meh, DeLorean, says Dr. Coffin. Oh, really? That's too bad. What this is, I'm good. Thanks, Andrew J. Toughness says, no, I really have no interest in The Rise of Skywalker. I have not seen it yet, says Amor, but it did have an old school feel from the preview. Yeah, it definitely feels like old school Star Wars. Because, see, this is the problem with like universe spanning stories. Batman exists in Gotham. Superman lives in Metropolis. Once in a while, he goes to the Fortress of Solitude. Batman ends up, he's got like 3 or 4 locations. And he's a pretty epic character. And yet, they managed to keep it all kind of, like everything feels like it's in the same world. These newer movies tried to make like something totally unique, weird, and I didn't buy it. What Mandalorian does well is it puts you into the same world. So I guess part of it takes place on Tatooine. And how about that weird guy? Was it Kuil or something like that? Kuil? I think it's, what's his name? What's that dude's name, man? The crazy guy from the Hulk movie. Nick Nolte. Which, by the way, is a fantastic actor when he's got the right parts. But anyway, he was awesome. He was awesome in that little role he had. And I hope he comes back. Because I like him. All right, so Work in Progress says, I no longer hate Disney, but I know they still have to get one turd operas in theater. Oh my gosh. Brian Note says, as of right now, I'm more into The Mandalorian than Episode 9. The only Star Wars, says Tough Nerd, Star Wars can make money now is by using the past. Yeah, but that's because, see, I don't think we're supposed to have these things as long as we do. I'm kind of hoping that this is the end of it all, but it sounds terrible, but I'd rather see things in the games. And the games look more consistent with the original movies too. The movie will suck, says Peter. The show will hopefully get great. It's a space western, says Work in Progress. Yeah, I agree. It makes it more space cowboy with the music. Yes. And he is a bounty hunter. Well, look, there's no secret, man. Lucas was borrowing from a lot of genre when he made Star Wars. There's samurai. There's sci-fi. There's philosophy. There's philosophical film. There's drama, Dr. Zhivago. There's cowboys. Probably ninjas. Hot rods. car racing, NASCAR. Rocky meets Star Wars. Rocky Balboa was a Jedi. Says Comic Book Journeys. B Double says, I just love the baby. Oh, never knew I needed that baby in my life. That's true. The little, the little Yoda guy. What is the name of that race, by the way? And the Mandalorian is a very good start at reacquiring the old fans, says Toughnerd. Ah, man, I totally agree. Now, here's a better question for you guys, as I can your comments. Oh, it's like I got a super chat somewhere. I gotta find it. Would this have been a better story if it were Boba Fett? Or are you happy this is a Mandalorian? And let's talk a little bit about the Mandalorian culture that I was not aware of. This little faction, little I don't know about race. It's like a subculture, like a religion. Has the Rogue One feeling, says Peter. Yeah. Regarding the main saga films, says Everborn, I actually liked Force Awakens and Rogue One, but hated The Last Jedi, and so was meh. So Rise of Skywalker could go either way for me. I know this is gonna be weird. I actually liked Solo a lot. For about 2/3 of the film. There's about a third I could live without, but I don't think it could stand by itself. Needed more of that. So, and I think it's the last. But I like the setup. I like that a lot. Let's see. The hero's journey has been messed up with since episode 1. Even George Lucas has said it in interviews. Yeah, well, for Tough Nerd Toys for $2 says Jerkmonger for president. Well, after my last comment, you probably don't want that. Spoilers. Hate baby. Baby what? I have spoken, says Everborn. Yeah, he was great. First day we began the legacy and the hype. The rest was just a mess, says Amar. Amar, you don't like a lot of stuff. I could tell. You're hard to please. You're one of those guys that's like, the hair on the left. Don't like it. Move it. Good morning, Eric Weathers, my man. The myth. The hair. Eric Weathers. Peter Sharon says his character is good. Disney likes to Disney up stuff. All right, Work in Progress says that is why Firefly was awesome. Why? Why was Firefly awesome? Star Wars, the space spaghetti western. Yeah. He bought a lot from the Seventh Samurai. Words is like, hey, Lightning McQueen's a race with no name thus far. Which the westerns are. Okay. Yoda's species has never been named. Huh, you think that with all the stuff, all the DK books and everything, they have never mentioned that guy? All right, so let's take it from the top a little bit. I'm trying to read the comments and also discuss the show. So I started to, I went in kind of like, I don't like watching stuff anymore if it's too much hype behind it. But I heard someone else talk about it that I respect, and I was like, maybe this is the time to check it out. So I put it on. And by the way, thank you again, Tough Nerd Toys, for the $2. I put it on and I noticed, I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. All right, the opening scene. He comes in from the desert into this bar. These guys are gonna cut up that little creature from the Black Lagoon guy with the blue skin, which was cool, by the way. Although that kind of put me off a little bit. I didn't care for that makeup as much. I liked it, but I'm getting to the point where makeup has to be a little more than just like put something, prosthetics on. I want to see a little bit like movement in the ears. Maybe he had some gills. That would have been kind of cool for me. But he was still an interesting character, and he grossed me out a little bit with this conversation about something, back hole, something or other, which I was like, not sure about that. So I liked all that though. I liked Mandalorian going in there. I like that they called him Mando, but then that made me think of Lando Calrissian, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm not sure about like borrowing his name that way. Let me read some more of the chat here. I'm just saying, this is a work in progress. When you make a Western, appreciate that it's a Western. It really works. When you try to be a pure action flick, there's less spirit. That's true. Dr. Coffin says, George wanted Yoda's race to remain unnamed. Why? That doesn't make any sense. The Yoderlings. I like how he's connected to the guy, too. He connected to the alien, the target, very quickly. Because he established, just real quick, I was a foundling myself and blah, blah, blah. That was pretty good. Having seen it yet, says Lighting Fan. Nah, Boba Fett. I guess I say there's some spoilers in here, right? Oh yeah. I guess if you don't want to hear some of the stuff, maybe you shouldn't leave. Sorry. Sorry. Let's see. Comic Book Giant says Solo could have been better. Yeah, it could have been better, but I thought it was good. It was all right. I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was bad, but it could have been better. Eric Hawkins said, I like Solo, it wasn't bad, didn't care for the actor and some of the goofy things about it, but overall I liked it. Okay. Tough Nerd Toy says, the Mandalorians have been jerked over throughout the Star Wars history, which made them the mercenaries and warriors they are, and Boba Fett is not an official Mandalorian. That's true. Very good, Tough Nerd Toys. Thanks for bringing that up, because I forget that stuff. Star Wars discussion, says Mike. Yes. Cecil had a good point. It's reminiscent of Lone Wolf and Cub. I thought that too. I thought Lone Wolf and Cub also. So there you go. A little bit more of that genre bending and twisting. Right, Lighting Fan? That's cool. Cello is great at points, but just didn't feel like, I think you meant Solo. Like a fully fleshed out movie. It gave a real fan Solo option and let them do a huge production. Much better. I don't know about that. Tough Nerd Toys says Dr. Coffin. Yeah, they can't stop screwing around with their history. You guys are purists. Woof. I'm not a purist anymore, this stuff. Peter Sharon says Firefly was great because of the space cowboy feel. Gotcha. That's right. Yes. Well, people think he was kind of a Han Solo anyway, but we didn't have that kind of thing. Jalapeno Milk says Mandalorian deserves a lot of credit for the practical sense. Yeah. Do you hear that win, guys? Firefly equals Star Wars for her. I don't know about that, Dr. Coffin Nails. Maybe it does. It was very popular. Ran well. Oh, look at this little doggy. Oh, the little doggy's so cute. Oh, the little doggy's so cute. Let's see what he's now another dog wants. Now another animal. I am his master today. His little dog. Let's see if I can. Where's he at? Look at that guy. He doesn't know me, and yet he's coming along. Unsure about the backhaul, huh? I think so, Eric Weathers. Why don't I feel the super chat feature? You don't see the super chat? It's when you chat. When you type in the chat, you're supposed to be able to see an option there. Behind Double says, dude, I hope the baby Yoda shows up after the episode 9 as a young Jedi. Ooh. See, this is what I'm talking about. I don't think you need to make it. I don't think what we want as fans is a repeat of anything. We want a genuine passing of the torch. I think that's what we missed in the Last of the Jedi or whatever. Last Jedi. I think that's what hurt it. It wasn't a passing of the torch. It stomped on the old stuff and then says, we're going to forget all that. I mean, that's not why we watch this stuff. That's not why we're invested in this franchise in the first place. We didn't get in here because, oh yeah, there's a thing. I think that's what these young kids struggle with, is they were born with this stuff. We grew up with this stuff. It was introduced to many of us as children, and we grew up with it. These kids were born into it. They just assumed it was always there. So, oh look, it's an IP, boom. And then they crap on stuff. Now, Rian Johnson, I think he's older, but he acts like a kid. Weirdo. I actually like Firefly, but I like to tease this. Dr. Coffins. I see it more as being Asia influence than Western influence because samurai movies were around before Westerns. No. If you look at clearly Han Solo was a cowboy. You guys got the bar scene or that stuff. It's a cowboy movie. It's cowboys and samurai, and it's a bunch of different genre and creature, monster creature feature stuff. Tough Nerd says, and what really shows the Mandalorian is good writing. There's not a lightsaber in sight, and it's wonderful. That's so true. That was one of my things. I used to need to have a lightsaber to make it Star Wars, and I don't have that need anymore. Like, I genuinely like this show. I really like it. The tone is the same. That's what they're getting right in Mandalorian. The tone is the same. So you just kind of accept yet another tale in that universe. Versus what they've done with these other things is they went with a different tone and jacked up your perception of that universe. Work in progress, as my 7-year-old son said, from this angle you look like Thanos Chipmonger. Well, thank you, work in progress. I appreciate that. Amar says, I love Lone Wolf and Cub, the original, of course. Comic Book Journal says, the wind is cold in my ears. Oh man, the wind, my ears. Sorry. Firefly was the truth. I love that show, says Tough Nerd. Lightning fan says, Poppy. A friend of mine stated, says Tough Nerd, I should check out The Expanse. I heard the show is in the business. I heard that too. I gotta check that out. Dr. Elliot Doolittle, says Eric Hawkins, yes. Dr. Coffin says, I'm just saying, more women tend to like Firefly than Star Wars. Yeah. No, I don't disagree. Tough Nerd says he loved Rogue One and Solo, and you're absolutely right, Jerkmonger. I cosplay as Jane Cobb sometimes, LOL, says Peter Sharon. Dr. Coffin says, Jerkmonger, damn right. I'm not sure what I said anymore. Great point, Elliot. We have a huge history with that we love with it. Yes. I see what you're saying. He's the hero of Kenton, you know. Amor says the last 8 or 9 movies lost the hero's journey and no build-up. Also, the effects don't make the movie. The story and great acting does. Yeah. I also like the fact that Mandalorian isn't perfect. And you know, when I first saw the trailers, the advertisements for everything, I noticed that he was very fresh and shiny, and that bothered me a little bit. And what's been really interesting over the course of the last 2 episodes, which I've only seen the first 2, is how banged up he's gotten. How banged up. So it's like he's looking more and more like a quote-unquote Boba Fett as just within the first couple episodes. And I'm like, I like it a lot. And I really am digging his helmet. Like, is it very different from Boba Fett's? I know it looked a lot like Boba Fett's general shape and all, but there's that weird, like the way his face shield kind of sticks out instead of comes down. From the way I've drawn Boba Fett in the past, I recognize that, and I liked that female Mandalorian gal. How cool is that? All right, so spoilers, fair warning. So how about when they get into that, when Mandalorian brings that little bar of soap to make a new armor piece, and I was like, oh, what is that? And it's important to them to have this metal. That metal must be something really important. I also dug that his chest plate has some stuff to it. Although I like armor as armor, it's hard to understand what he needs that for. I guess I'm excited to learn more about it. Matt C, what's up? Episode 2 was great. Loved how there was no talking for half the show. It was all tone and visual. Yeah. I'll tell you what, man. What's his name? The guy that made that show? Did he produce it or did he direct it? Jon Favreau. Love that guy. This made my 7-year-old's day. Work in progress. Give Elliot a like. Yeah, if you guys like what we're doing here, like it. Lightning fan says, Jerkmonger, did you see the Clone Wars cartoon? It really tied the prequels to the original trilogy, at least after the first season. You know, I didn't really like the prequels that much. They weren't that. I just didn't care enough. Although I think it satisfies the what am I talking about here? The overall, I don't know if it's need, but you know, it fills in the gaps if you care about the story that way. I didn't care for Amidala. I don't know. If it had just been a princess story and a knight, that would have been fine. But it got very political, which is fine. But it just got heavy and weird and long and wordy and not in a good wind. Did you see? Let's see. Hoy, Lightning fans, says Dark Admiral. How you doing, Dark Admiral? The medal is Beskar, and it comes from their promised land, capable of blocking lightsaber, I believe. Jalapeno, did you just blow my mind? Did you just blow my mind? See, this is the kind of stuff I loved about Star Wars in the first place. I guess I'm really like a original, original series guy, because I really still like New Hope and Empire and even Jedi. But this thing here, those other ones, I don't know. His helmet is a combination of elite pilot Mandalorian helmet. Huh. Let's see. Jane may be my favorite character from Firefly. The scene where he's begging Maul not to tell the others that he sold River. Oh, classic. I never saw the whole show. I just saw bits and pieces. Massey says, "Thank you for bringing peace to my valley." Love that line. That was good. What about that guy? So Keel, right? Keel or something like that. I love when he kept saying, I've spoken. But I love when he says, "Please let me pay you. Let me pay you back." He says, "No, you are my guest. It is my duty to serve you." Oh, that was great. That was great. Loved it. The prequels make way more sense after watching Clone Wars. That's true, Lightning Fan. That's true. He directed the first episode, Peter Sharon says. Okay. All right. Part of my nerddom says Tough Nerd Toys. I'm very big, long-time fan of Star Wars. No. Listen, I've consumed all the Star Wars material practically. I didn't watch every episode of Clone Wars. I just didn't care. Part of it is because I already knew he was a bad guy. I just don't care. Ahsoka, she was cool and all that. I preferred the Tendi Kartakovsky Clone Wars animations. I thought those were interesting. But some of the stuff that they fleshed out, I didn't care about. Some of this other stuff on Disney, Rebels, don't care for it. Just not interested. It's the tone. But see, I don't know. Is Disney enjoying success with that show, with that tone? Maybe that's the tone they're setting for another or a new customer. Maybe they don't want to sell it to me anymore. I don't know. Let's see. I'm with you, Dark Admiral says. Elliot, the prequels have moments, but overall I didn't care for them. Amar says, I'm an original series guy as well. The effects are hokey now, but the story still holds up. I think the effects are fine. Jalapeno Milk says that crazy skull sigil thing is the mythosaur. Yes, is that what that is? That Nick Nolte was talking about. They made them extinct on their home planet. Oh, that's so cool. See, that's the cool stuff I enjoy. I want to learn about that. Can you get D+ in the UK? I don't know, Warren. Beskar Steel came from when the Mandalorians fled to another planet after they were defeated. That was savage and brutal, which is where they found Beskar Steel. Oh, I see. So that's even cooler. The Mandalorians are like you could almost, they're a group of warriors that lost some credibility. I like that. They have an honor code of some sort. Nick Nolte is great and so weird. The Ugnaught look like him as well. Yeah. Okay. There was some really. That was Eric Hawkins. Jalapeno says there was some really great Mandalorian episodes in Clone Wars, especially some focusing on leadership through the Darksaber. Yeah. Rebels was okay, but it was no Clone Wars. Said Lightning fans. Ryan Doble says season 7 of Clone Wars is going to be on Mandalore. Oh, they're doing new episodes? Yes, the Genndy Tartakovsky Clone Wars was the business. I love this, says Tough Nerd. Yeah, see, I'm telling you, man, I get it. I'm into it. It's just, I'm not the hardcore super fan where I know every detail, but I really love the stories. It's just this latest, and I'm, which helps me because I feel like I can speak to these things a little more objectively than some of the people that are like diehard fans that only see what they want to see in it, only see what they want to see. Mandalorians are basically Ronin. Yes, Jalapeno, that's great. Antonio Cardenas says Disney Plus just got hacked. What? What? Warren JB says if they do time travel in Rise of Skywalker, will they use a Mandalorian? Gotta go back in time. Mandalorian. Don't worry, says Dr. Coffin Nails. They'll retcon Beskar Steel too. Hope not though. Warren JB says I'll see myself out. Why, Warren JB? Why? Where are you going? There was a Mandalorian Jedi Wars thousands of years ago. The Mandalorians then created their armor to fight the Jedi. Huh. Okay, so where does like Darth Revan and all those guys fall? That's the only stuff I don't know about. I need to find someone that's played the games on YouTube and just watch the story, because I have no idea what's going on with that stuff. Hey, Jerk Monks, just to remember what Mace Windu General Grievous' rib cage, which led to his messed up breathing and coughing problems. Yes, I remember that. I liked that. I liked General Grievous. I liked his car more. His spaceship was cool. Very classic hot rod car. And his Darth Revan fought in the Mando Jedi War. Huh. So was he what was the Mando Jedi? It's like Mandalorians versus Jedi. Was he a Jedi or was he Sith? Did Sith exist at the time? I don't get it. That's the part I don't know. Anyway, back to Mandalorian. I also enjoyed the concept art in the credits, in the end credits. That's been fun to watch as well. So if you're interested in production art and seeing like some of the cool extras, oh, those guys almost dropped that branch on the house. It's really fun to watch that, and it's got a little bit of animation to it, so it's kind of neat that way too. Have you been watching The Mandalorian? Sorry, I just got here. Jay Hamilton, we've been talking about it. Revan started as a Jedi. Aha. All right, but there's other cool guys. I like the Revan's look. See, remember that, what was that game? I think it was Battlefront. No, it wasn't Battlefront. It was another game where they had like this cowboy guy, and he had these two pistols, blasters, and he shot up a couple of dude. Okay, back to Mandalorian. Remember when? Speaking of that, because I was going to mention he was shooting these stormtroopers. How about that? When you go into that room, and there's these remember the guy says that Empire's not there anymore, and he goes, but the credits still spend. And then he says something like, he goes, this is going to be a face-to-face deal. So he goes to meet the guy face-to-face to learn about the target. And he goes into this room, and it's a bunch of these like these dudes in stormtrooper suits that are like all jacked up. Dude, so good. So good. Spoon 71. How you doing, Spoon? One thing I really liked about it is that they are doing more show and less tell in it. Instead of telling us why he hates droids, they show you a glimpse of battle droids in the flashback. Did they? Is that when he was having his little moment in the fire by the fire? Mandalorian religion is warfare, hence the Beskar being a pauldron for the Mando and the rest being donated to the tribe. Is that what he said? What was that? Being a pauldron for the Mando, the rest being donated to the tribe. I don't know what that means. You messed me up, Jalapeno. I have no idea what's going on here. Anyway, that was cool. So he gets his news. And Carl Weathers, by the way. How do you like Carl Weathers? How do you like Apollo Creed in Star Wars? I loved it. Okay, so this is one of my favorite things about Star Wars. That when done right, works really, really well. I really liked, and this is Lucas. I got to give it to him. I don't know if it's him. I mean, it could be just the director that did this. Eric Weathers says, Carl Weathers is my favorite non-relative. So, when, I'm done with my walk, by the way. So, when you cast a character in a show or in a story like Star Wars, what's great about him, and it's because Carl Weathers has played Carl Weathers in the past has played like these kind of shady guys. He was shady in Predator. He was shady as Apollo Creed. Not really shady, but he was kind of a jerk. He was also shady in the comedies he's been in. Remember when he was in Arrested Development? Was it Arrested Development? Yeah, I think it was. Anyway, he's also with the Wooden Hand. So my point is, he comes across to me as one of these. He's not like evil. He's just not or sinister. He's just kind of like he's always wheeling and dealing. And they picked him for this part. And it was kind of like the reason why they picked what's his name for Lando Calrissian, because he's smooth, a smooth operator. Yeah, Lando Calrissian. Hey, Han. What's going on, Han? Anyway, he was great too because he was so smooth, right? So they picked a smooth guy for that smooth role. They picked Carl Weathers, kind of shady, shifty, for this shifty role, Han Solo, great, average guy. What's his name? Ford. And he plays this kind of like, by the way, everybody loves Han Solo. It's funny because Han Solo doesn't get anything done right. He doesn't do anything good. He always messes everything up. Love that guy. And it's just an average guy who gets caught up in this business. And clearly Chewie is the real leader of that ship. Just saying. It's good stuff. Chieftains made a pauldron out of the Beskar metal when he got the assignment. Oh, you're talking about the thing? He said the excess metal would go to the tribe. Yeah. So the metal is valuable. And it's because of that, huh? I wish Carl, says Eric Hawkins. Carl Weathers was a great choice as comic book journeys. Eric Hawkins says, I wish Carl would have been wearing the Star Spangled Shirt. That would be funny. Warren JB says, I like that scuffed up stormtrooper thing. It's like what was said earlier about Ronin, cast adrift or clinging to their lord who's fallen on hard times. Yeah. That was good. Carl Weathers is alive. Now you got a stew going. Haha. Let's see. Billy D. Williams. Oh, yeah. Weathers is always good. Underused actor. Yeah, he's a good actor. I'm just saying he did a great part in this little part. I don't know if we'll see him again, but he was great. A smooth criminal. Yeah. Warren JB's. How dare you? Billy D. Williams says, cool, like other side of the pillow. Yeah. Solo is supposed to be like that. It adds to the dynamic between him and Luke. Tuffner says, you have a wonderful Star Wars knowledge base here, Jerkmonger. Your friends and fans are the best. They are the best. I got the best friends and fans. You guys are awesome. I love this stuff. Anyway, so yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, all that jazz. He's going to direct some next season. No kidding. Huh. That's interesting. So anyway, yeah, I just really enjoyed it. I thought, in summation, this was just a fun conversation about the cool moments. This is like comic shop talk. I should call this comic shop talk, because that's what this is like. It was just really cool to have, to walk into a world that that felt fresh. There was a newer story to tell, another facet of the diamond. And yet they didn't get away from that diamond. They didn't recede from it like it was like a shameful past. They treated it with the source material with respect, and now we have a Star Wars story that we can really click. Feels like the genuine successor to the original trilogy. I feel good about this. I feel great about this. How do we take this forward? How do we keep doing this? Like, not even the comics do this that well, So it's like, it's just crazy. It's a simple thing to do, and yet we seem to miss it. But we don't. I think it's those guys. I think because they're caught up in some other, politics and things that's hurting their aptitude and their ability to tell the story. So, kudos to, but it's the same guys that put Mandalorian together. So whatever's going on there, they need to take Favreau. They need to promote that guy to make more of the same stuff. I noticed at the beginning, I think said it was directed by the guy everybody loves. There's another director that's beloved by the fans. I forget the guy's name. I don't know why I want to call him Henky. I don't know what his name is. Jalapeno says, I think the Mando is going to turn out to be a woman. Just Keep in mind Leah's disguise at the beginning of ROTJ. You okay? Can I tell you something about that? That's funny. You should say that because um, I was watching him walk. I was watching him walk down the alley when he was looking for, and he had a little bit of a hip thing going. I thought it was a little on the feminine side. So men don't normally walk that way. I can't tell. I can't tell. That's an interesting theory, jalapeno. I would be surprised to see how that goes. That wouldn't bother me as long as the character's BA. Did you like the baby? I loved it, Brian. I love the baby. Lightning Fast, Elliot, talk about Star Wars the whole video. Also, Elliot, we should call this comic book shop talk. No, because this is the kind of talk that we used to do in comic shops. We would just come in, hey, have you guys seen this? Blah 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 blah. Where some people overproduce their content, I like to just like, hey, did you guys check this out? Bam, let's talk about it. Boom. Is Disney Plus worth it outside of the Mandalorian? Jay Hamilton. Oh my gosh, you guys are tapping into my brain. So I'm watching the channel. One of the things I did after I watched Mandalorian, which was probably a mistake, I put on other shows, other things that I remember as a kid. And I got to be honest with you guys. They should just call this the Mandalorian app. Because after watching some of the old cartoons, I don't need them to be part of a service. I would have loved if they had just made those things available on streaming and download or purchase on Amazon or whatever, which I'll probably do more of anyway. I mean, there's a couple of things. Like, I'm a big fan of Tron Uprising. Big fan of that show. Loved it. I miss it. I wish they made more. It was canceled too soon. It was way ahead of its time. There was a couple other shows that are not on there that I think is a mistake. In particular, this show on Disney XD called Motor City, which was a fantastic animation developed by the same guy that developed Tron Uprising, which was Richard Valley. Right? Is his name Richard Valley? Valley is Robert Valley, the animation guy. Fantastic. Ahead of his time. It just, it's just we just weren't ready for that. We weren't ready for that. But anyway, some of that made me look at. I watched some of the old cartoons that I love. They don't have the '82 Hulk cartoon on there, which is a bummer to me because that was my favorite Hulk iteration. The other cartoons were only okay. I'm not very big on Marvel movies anymore. I still cannot bring myself to watch Infinity War or Endgame. I just don't care about it. I don't feel like I'm going to care about a lot of these things. Mandalorian had my interest from the beginning because it looked special. Everything else doesn't look special anymore. There's nothing special on there right now. I just don't care. So we'll have to see. Is it worth it? I mean, it's not that. The price is not bad right now. I think it's only like $6, $7 in the introductory time. David Filoni. That's it, Brian. That's it, Filoni. But for now, I just want to see the Mandalorian. And unfortunately, if you know where to look, you can see that anywhere online. So who knows? I don't know what's going to happen with some of that. Spoon City says, Jalapeno, I doubt that, but if the story is good and the characters are well written, does it matter? No, it doesn't matter to me. Filoni, he runs like a girl. I don't know if he runs like a girl, but he has a moment when he's walking through the alley. Filoni is the guy behind Clone Wars. Yeah, everybody loves that guy. You guys love that guy for sure. Dave Filoni is who you're thinking of, Elliot. You guys, yeah. I got a little turned on watching that scene too, Elliot. I didn't say I was turned on. I just noticed his step, was kind of like, what's he doing? Why's he doing that? He was doing a little weird, and I was like, huh, says Lightning Fan. Let's see, Toughener Toys. Yes, I agree, and he has a short steps for a man. Kind of does. It was almost like when a woman's trying to walk like a man, it had that feel, but I couldn't tell if it was just the armor. Because it also felt. Did you guys notice that the armor on his shoulders looked a little like it was like it didn't fit quite right? Something about that was weird to me. Baby Yoda must die. No, I love Baby Yoda. Damnation, Mandalorian. Let's see. Mandalorian, yeah. I think it would be Lame twist. The Mando is cool without revealing his identity, man or woman. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I would. That said, man, I like the. Like I said, the Mandalorian has a tough time. Well, and I would say this too. Actually, I have to add this to that commentary though. When the Mandalorian goes into that temple thing and gets what do you call the pauldron thing developed from the Beskar, there's a female version. And by the way, it has a very interesting looking gladiator helmet. Well, that was cool too. So it makes me think of them as gladiators too. Had a very gladiator thing, and there was like a breastplate that she wore, and you could tell it was a she because it was an actual breastplate, like a women's breastplate. And I was like, huh, so that's a female. So then was that guy? Was that a guy or the guy? Then that's when I think it canceled for me. It didn't matter anymore. I thought you meant shop talk, like, let's talk shop about comics, Lightning Fan says. Yeah, well, like, I'm just saying that is kind of shop talk. For me, it was like when we were at a comic shop. Yeah, that's what I meant. I meant like comic shop talk. Like we're talking at a comic shop, just talking, shooting the breeze. I thought the same thing about The Walk, but also if you've seen Timothy Oliphant Walk, he does have a similar swagger. Well, okay, we don't know who the actor is. The 90s X-Men cartoon will always be good in my eyes. That was terrible. Jay, I'm sorry. That cartoon is horrible. I hated that cartoon back then. Lightning Fan, to the Coffin Nails, it would be like a quantum leap. The whole movie series would unravel, but we wouldn't know it was ever anything different. I don't know what you're talking about. Eric Hawkins says, I watched one of the old Davy Crockett movies in the old black and white Zorro series. Did you watch that? Was that good? But that's what I'm saying, though. Okay, so for example, one of the things I've been doing lately, I've been finding old movies that I have. There's a thing on Vudu movies, VUDU. You can, if you have an old DVD, and if it's available on digital, right, you can scan. It has a thing where you can scan the barcode, and you can purchase that movie instead of buying it for like $20. That gets where it's on Amazon Prime. Sometimes I'll get it for, $5 for the HD version. And so that's cool, but I don't have $5 for everything. So I'm watching it, and I'm looking at the movies, and there were some that I thought I would want to get that I just set aside because I didn't really need it right now. It doesn't do anything for me. There's a few, you can tell if you looked at my current list. There were only a couple that I bought like on the offhand, and I ended up using the code. That's why I have them on my Amazon Prime. But there were some there's a very curated collection of films. And I understand this Disney thing is pretty curated, but there's a lot of it that I just don't care about. I want to care about it because they're from my childhood, like the old Disney movies, like the Herbie movies. I want to see that again. But I think I might have just plain outgrown it, Not sure if that's where my head is at anymore. So is it worth it? Well, it's not a bad price. If you're spending, look at it this way, if you're going to spend $7 on anything once a month, that's not a bad thing to spend it on. I just don't know I don't know how it's going to be. And I'd like to see a lot more content. I don't know why they started out. They should have just started with everything. But I guess they want to introduce new things. As I said in the beginning, my only big concern is, are they going to start pulling things back? Like put it back in the vault? That would be stupid. But maybe not. Maybe that's their way of... But if they pulled back Zorro, I'm not going to cry, for example. All right, it's Gargoyles on D+. Yes, Jelly Goblin, it is on D+, which I own already on DVD. Feel exactly about the same about Endgame, says Warren JB. Gargoyles is on Disney+, says Eric Hawkins. I could live with that, says Dr. Coffin. Okay, talking about Lightning Fans comment. Duffner says, I don't care. I could not care less. I also have a confession to make. I never enjoyed the X-Men cartoon in the 90s due to the artwork and animation. Tough nerd, you and me, we're spirit animals. Totally agree. That animation was garbage. And I know what they were trying to do, but they didn't do it right. Lightning Fast, the only thing that counts is if Mickey and the Beanstalk is on Disney+. Well, see, the Mickey movies I am interested in. But I noticed it's got a very weird selection of them. Very odd. There's one on there with some ghosts that I love. It's one of my favorite. I used to have it on one of those Viewmasters where you had to crank and you'd watch, and I could read. That's how I learned about animation. I taught myself. I was watching how that was put together, frame by frame. It was an amazing toy. I can't believe that they did that. But anyway, it was not a ViewMaster. It was like a. It was this like a Star Trek phaser, like the old gun one, and you put your eye up to it, and it had a crank, and it came with these little movies, and then you would play it. It had no sound, but if I rolled it, I could see the animation play, and if I could also go back for each frame. It was before it was a hand. I don't know what you would call it. I think it was part of ViewMaster. Little Shoulder Woman. Walking Like a Man. Damn good song. Walk like a man. The blacksmith is a woman. Yes. Right. So she looked like a woman. Why would the other one not be a woman? You know what I'm saying? It would be dumb actually if they did that. I know. Baby Yoda, do. Uh, Stop. My daughter drives me insane with that song. Ha ha ha. Timothy Oliphant was in Justified and Deadwood. Oh, that guy. Yeah, yeah. Wasn't he also in Die Hard, Live Free or Die Hard? I think he was the villain. We're in Elliot's comic shop. That's right. Comic Book Journeys. This is my comic shop. Thanks for coming in. Voodoo for the win, says Lightning Fan. Damnation says, who's the actor playing the main role in The Mandalorian? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't think anybody knows. I think it's a mystery. Good morning, says Cam. Good morning, Cam. How you doing, man? Pablo Pascual. I don't know. Herbie the Love Bug, 7 Carpocalypse. Carpocalypse. There's 2 other Star Wars shows in the works. Really? What are they? It better be good. Well, that's like your opinion, bro. It's Hamilton. Viewmaster's Lightning Fan. Lightning Fan says, Jerkmonger, I know the one you're talking about where you crank. Yes, that was awesome. And you could like crank the stories. Anyway, there was a Mickey Mouse story. That was one of them. I also had Tom and Jerry on there. I remember that. But the Mickey Mouse one in particular, I remember playing that over and over again. Like I would wait. I was watching the transitions, like how it would go from the one scene to the next scene, how it faded. It was really cool. Gotta go. Have a good one. All right, Dark Admiral, be cool. Amor does da-na-na-na-na-na. Oh, not da-na-na-na-na. I don't know what that means. Oh yeah, I remember that, viewer. I never had one, says Cam, but I remember seeing them. Yeah. Journeys, Pedro Pascal. He's in WW 84 and was in Game of Thrones as Oberyn Martell. I don't know who that is. I remember that Ghost Viewmaster. Oh my, I had forgotten. Yeah. Talking about the Viewfinder toy, I believe. Is it Viewfinder? Maybe. Viewmasters were cool. Is that Spear guy from Game of Thrones? Spear guy? What are you talking about? Hitman. Oh, he was on Hitman? Oh, I don't know. Viewmaster, yeah. Clone Wars, Obi-Wan show, and Rogue One prequel show. Okay, so let's go back to... Okay. Here's the next thing. All right. Okay. I don't care about Rogue One guy. I love the movie. I don't care about that guy. I know he's going to die. Stop making shows about people that die. God, stop it. It doesn't matter. They're dead. We'll never see them again. We're never going to deal with them. Anakin, he became a Force ghost. I don't care. I know he becomes a bad guy. I don't want to watch his adventures. He's lame. He's dead. He's mud to me. But this other guy, this Mandalorian guy, is cool. He's interesting. He's a brand new character. In the same tone, by the way. Same tone, but brand new character. I like that. I had the Boogie episode from Ghostbusters on Viewmasters. I love that one. Other Star Wars shows like Action Droids, make it happen. I use the Etch-a-Sketch as well. I like the Etch-a-Sketch. Easy, bro. Elliot could get in trouble with a comment like that. To Jalapeno. What'd you say, Jalapeno? I don't know what you're talking about. Manfred, what's going on? You was doing the old X-Men thing. That thing? I don't know. Can we talk about episode 9 theories are nuts, says MJ Projects. I don't really have any episode 9 theories. Here's why. I couldn't stand that last movie. I could not watch that movie again. It was free on Netflix. I wouldn't watch it. I had no desire. None. And I'm trying to forget it. and it keeps coming back. So I don't know what's going on with this new one. I think it, maybe it could be good. I don't know. I almost Here's the one thing it's got going for it for me is that I hated the other ones so much that I'm going into this one. I didn't hate the Force Awakens. I didn't hate it. I just didn't. It was meant to me. But this one was garbage. The last one was garbage. So I'm going into this one with like I don't know what to think. And I'm only going because my best friend's going to take me. This buy me a ticket, and that's the only reason why I'm going. He wants me to go with him. I said, yeah, I'll go with you. But do I want to go? No, I don't want to go. I don't want to see it. I don't really care. I don't care about it. I don't care about Star Wars anymore. But Mandalorian, I care about that. So is there like two sides of Star Wars now? Is there like the cool side, the hot side's hot and the cool side's cool? Like, is this like you know, a thing? He showed up and was almost immediately killed horribly by the mountain. I don't know what that is. It's a quote from this show. I'm gonna get you. This is like a fan. Cam says, I just love what pre-New Hope Rebellion era in the story. I love that pre-New Hope Rebellion era in the story. See, isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? I think I like the Western genre. War movies I love, but I don't love them all. And I don't think I care about the war part of Star Wars. Does that make sense? But I loved Rogue One. Maybe? I don't know. My bad, Lightning Francis Jalapeno. Eric Hawkins says, Force Ghost, Obi-Wan, and Anakin, odd couple show. No. No, I don't want. We don't need that. We don't need that for sure. Yeah, it was horrible, but JJ will pray to God save the franchise. You think he'll save the franchise? I don't know. So here's my thing about JJ Abrams. I don't know why he gets so much bad pub from so many people. I actually really like JJ Abrams. I like his mind. I loved his Star Trek movies. I loved his Mission Impossible movies. I didn't mind his Star Wars movie, but there's a truth to the idea that he's been not consistently doing great. Like, he doesn't end his stories very well. I think I agree with that. I don't know. The only way I can enjoy Star Wars is to ignore the prequels. Sequels, I mean. Yeah, I guess. Pedro Pascal, says Spoon71, is the actor. He is in Wonder Woman 84 and was the Viper, Oberyn Martell. His character was the guy that got his head crushed by the mountain in a duel. I didn't see Game of Thrones. I don't know anything about Game of Thrones. Here is my Rise of Skywalker theory. It's going to suck. This is Comic Book Journey. Cam 1138. Episode 9 will be the first Star Wars movies I won't be seeing in the theater, or perhaps at all. That's strong. Like I said, if my brother wasn't trying to take me, I would not go. SWEU for the win. Point. Star Wars Extended Universe. You're talking about the games? The games for me. The Force Awakens was worse than Last Jedi. If you could steal the sun from a solar system, why would you bother to blow up all the planets? Just let them people freeze. Maybe it takes longer than you think. I don't know. War movies. What about war comics? Sergeant Rock Forever. Noah the Hyper Potato. I wasn't really into Sergeant Rock comics. I like the character. I just don't like it. I found it, says Lightning Fan. Jerkmonger. It was the Fisher-Price movie viewer. That's it. That's it. Get it. If you can find it and buy it and just do that, it's going to teach you so much. He does good TV shows too. Lightning Fan. Jerkmonger. It has the Mickey cartridge with the ghosts. Oh. Do you have it or did you find it online? Oh, I want that now. Oh, you gave me that. Oh, I love you for that. My only interest in episode 9, says Manfred Barron. Says, Lightning Fan, send me that email. Okay, so hook me up. The only interest in episode 9 is to watch how bad it can get after 8. If it's good, great. But if it isn't, then it's better be as bad as it can be. With that, I will let you guys go because that's an excellent point. Guys, I love you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys chilling with me and chatting with me while I walked. Productive walks. I wasn't walking that hard or fast. I was a little freaked out by the birds, a little freaked out by the but I was very pleased with our conversation about the Mandalorian. I hope you guys have a great day. God bless you all. I hope you have a great time with whatever you're doing. I'm working on some stuff with I have to make some adjustments on how I'm approaching Doom Kicker. We'll see how that goes. I have my iPad. I have to get my iPad replaced now because something happened to it. So now I'm waiting to hear back from Apple, but I still have their other iPad. I can still work. Just letting you guys know. Anyway, I have spoken. Bye.